Good. Well, welcome to Elizabeth Fraguada. Elizabeth is a jury member of the RESHAPE 15 wearable technology competition. It's a pleasure to have you here, Elizabeth. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
So let's start with the first question that we prepared for you. The primary focus of your studio is to investigate and execute projects which relate fashion and technology in such a way that ensures wearability and functionality for daily use. Where do you see the biggest added value from this mix?
Well, I believe comfort really leads to confidence. And so, as you think about what your favorite pieces of clothing are, if it's a cotton t-shirt or a worn-in pair of jeans, the number one thing is comfort, and I want the pieces I create to be worn and utilized in daily life. Essentially, I concentrate on ready-to-wear computing. Some pieces of wearable tech are bulky, large, uncomfortable, even awkward. Most of them are unwearable in everyday life. Some existing wearable garments are beautiful garments, while others fit into a category of costumes. But I feel that comfort is so simple but consistently overlooked. For my design work, it's a requirement. However, if comfort is considered an added value, I have some pretty huge concerns for the future of wearables.
Seriously? So you don't see the future of wearable and comfort going together? I mean,
no, I absolutely do. I hope instead of being an added value, I hope it's normal.
Yeah.
Currently, I don't see it as a part of design that's being considered.
Okay.
But there's also not a lot of people designing specific in the ready-wear computing that I do. So this is a part or piece.
Yeah, I remember one talk that you had in the Maker Faire of Rome, and you were exactly talking about, let's say, this new form of design that really is shaped around the body, no, of people. So this kind of new comfort, also idea of comfort, a personal comfort, no, a personal customability. So
Yes, I believe I was discussing my work with computational tailoring, and that is completely customized and comfortable for each individual person. I find this extremely important.
Yeah, it's absolutely interesting and also smart how you presented. So next question. You've been sewing since age of 3, upcycling clothing by sewing machine by age of 9, and you raised in a family in tune with technology and science. As you said, wearable computing is a natural combination for you. Which is the balance between technology and traditional techniques in your work today?
Well, when you have the knowledge of construction techniques utilized throughout history, you have a larger base to pull from to implement into your design work. Most importantly, you understand what has already been done versus what it actually is innovation. Most of these techniques, the historical techniques, aren't perhaps used today in modern sewing construction and things like this, but they have been extremely beneficial when constructing and combining with electronic platforms. Then a designer has the full power to engineer as well as design the textile, the pattern, the construction, and the electronics seamlessly together into a natural form. So it really needs to be an equal balance.
Perfect, perfect. You are continuously investigating the possibilities of technology with different fabrics, laser cutting, rasterizing, and incorporating programmed electronics into wearable apparel. Which materials and technology are inspiring the most your research?
Well, for me, again, it's about the materials and the technologies that are the combinations of merging these two together that are most inspiring to create a fluid piece of clothing that, once again, is comfortable but also has several components. And this is where I sort of say the magic happens when you get that blend. while wearable technology is not new whatsoever, the popularity has grown. It's really been around since the 60s. It has also been utilized with costumes and things like this on stage for decades. But within now a current time, I'm most inspired and excited by the developments of unique power sources or batteries. These will create a new sense of freedom within wearable computing, in my opinion. I think technology has changed almost everyone's behavior in regards that we are completely accustomed to charging our smartphones, which happens to be a wearable, twice a day and maybe more, and we bring our chargers everywhere we go. And if you think about this change in behavior that's completely driven by technology, it's actually a little bit sick. But we've become programmed to do this, to utilize these devices. So I look forward to the ability to have a larger sense of freedom within wearables, and this advancement of smaller and thinner components with longer life to them is leading more towards a realistic use in our daily lives and beyond the world of fitness tracking bracelets.
Super, very interesting. It's true. I mean, we are changing a lot of behaviors, and so basically, you are envisioning another change of behaviors related to wearable technology. Probably, as we are bringing with us all the time batteries and so on, what are we going to bring probably in the future for our clothes?
Well, hopefully nothing.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, that's a point.
I mean, it should be a seamless. It should, technology should allow us freedom, and I feel like, a lot of the technology that's currently used every day in life, especially our smartphones, really tie us down and take our focus away from actually living life. So I hope that the future is less restricting and allows us to concentrate and focus more at the same time as with these added benefits of new technologies.
Yeah. Amazing. Okay, so one of the biggest challenges of Reshape is the relation between the rules of the market and the freedom every researcher needs to succeed in his task. Is it possible to merge and balance these two realities, translating those differences in an added value?
Well, I feel this is not just a new challenge for Reshape. It's a challenge for any company with a new concept. It's what every new concept faces. And it's literally how capitalism works. One needs to get the idea to the market in the most efficient manner possible to make a profit, to be able to eat at the end of the night. So if a researcher can't eat from their research, then something is wrong. Not with the system, but with perhaps the ideals of the researcher. They might live entirely on a different planet. There is a difference with how the world actually works and the research bubble. Of course, research is valuable, but only in the hands of those who know how to convert that research into reasonable and useful tools for society and themselves. This merge or balance between these two realities continuously happens in the fashion and technology communities and has for many years. From large-scale production houses, fashion houses, to the academic world of master's and PhD programs, this balance exists and continues to grow. Large companies depend on researchers and independent thinkers to create growth within their markets. And now, more than ever, independent researchers, makers, designers have multiple platforms to get their concepts and products to the market without the need for those large corporations if they so choose not to become involved with them. For me, since leaving the academic world, it's been a long time. I've been working for 16 years in the design and production of finished garments with and without technology components. And I've had several young people discuss with me that while they want to design wearable technology or get into that realm, they don't want to learn about materials and construction techniques. I literally had them tell me that they would never learn to sew, as it would be completely useless to them. They also wanted a 5-piece fashion collection. And I feel like this lack of desire to learn and grow is the only limiting thing it's limiting themselves, and it's vastly apparent in their research decisions, designs, and their pieces.
Mm-hmm.
This
Yes.
attitude halts innovation, and whether it's within the research bubble or in the market, it halts it, and it's a bad trend that continues to grow. And I continue to learn and research as education doesn't stop after you leave the academic world.
My God, it's very interesting. You know, I was going to do exactly another question. How you see education related to innovation? You know, all the innovation process in the past years was going through the industries and was not happening actually in the schools. But now we have examples of brilliant places where the research of the students, so the educational path, is leading toward a specific innovation process. So I see, like you said, no, it's impossible now to say I stopped educating myself, or it's a continuous process, of learning something new and then translating this new information into new ideas, new design. So I really see education absolutely connected as well to innovation at the end,
I agree with you on that, but I must disagree with you on the fact that this innovation piece has been missing from the education world. I mean, this is a lot. Major companies and major corporations rely on academic programs for their research. And this is nothing new. This has been happening for decades. So so that part, I think, continues on, and especially PhD programs and things like this. Governments, huge things, or huge entities rely on programs at academic level for their research. At the same time, I think the change in the last 5 or 10 years or so is really the maker movement, that
exactly. That's where I was going.
You can do more of these things at home. It doesn't necessarily mean that there's no qualifications for it, but you can learn them if you want.
Absolutely.
I mean, I'm currently, making my own laser cutter. Do I need to do that? Absolutely not. But I feel that when you have a broader knowledge of what you're doing, and for me, I do use laser cutters, and if I can have one my own, this is brilliant, and then I can analogy better and how machines work and how to build machines. That's only going to help my design process with clothing.
Absolutely.
I feel like every little bit helps and aids in what you're doing, whether it's business or, making a gadget for your house.
And also, as you say now, with digital fabrication, probably we have more the possibility to test our ideas and doing better prototypes, no? So it's a step more closer to do something that possibly can become something bigger, a bigger project, or something ready for the market, but not directly after a longer process. Of course, it's not so easy to pass from digital fabrication to the market, in only one step.
Well, it depends on the project.
Yeah.
Some of them are quite quick.
Yours are quick, no?
It depends on what you're making or creating. If you're just using a laser cutter and you make a shirt, you can go that to market the next day. Maybe not in mass production. Now that's a different story. But if you're doing something with electronics, you need to get a certified electronics license. So that's another step you need to take before your product goes to market.
Yeah. With the RESHAPE, we experienced that even after the project, the competition was over and we announced the winners, and we received all these good projects. The step for the market to present this project into the market was quite more difficult, but yes, as you said, because of the project itself, because of the nature of the project that we received, they were more complex and there were more things involved. So we started to feel like there is absolutely a step in between, from proposing a prototype and then selling something into the market. But as you said, depends on what are we talking about. Cannot be generalized.
And this is business stuff that creators and designers don't necessarily get educated on. So it's yet another thing that we need to educate ourselves on outside, or go back to school for business.
Amazing.
One of the two, but education is the solution to get past those challenges.
Okay. Yes. I will close it with this last quote, the interview. Elizabeth, thank you for your feedback, and thank you for being part of RESHAPE and for what you are giving us now also with this interview. And I want to thank you, and I'm looking forward to present you the new project that we are receiving for the competition. So thank you.
Thank you. I'm very much looking forward to the entries and seeing what people create.
Exactly. Let's look at them. Okay. Bye. Bye, Elizabeth.
Ciao, ciao.
Ciao.